Michael's here from SFNEOnline, and of course your host of the weekly video podcast, The Grove Show. And in today's video, well, this one right now, we just left Factory of Terror in Worcester, Massachusetts, and we're in a mad dash scramble to get to the Factory of Terror in West Warwick, Rhode Island, because it's 8:35 p.m. right now. It says to my GPS I will get there at 9:15 p.m. and the haunt closes at 10 p.m. So we should have enough time to be able to try out the attractions over there, and we'll review this one as we reviewed the one in Worcester, Massachusetts. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be back. Peace and a few. Alright, so now we're back from Factory of Terror in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and you know, the gang, myself, Luco, Alyssa showed up, Jessica, Jimmy, Danielle. We were all, we went through the haunt, and just so you know that I remembered how much it cost this time. So it was $20 to get in. There wasn't any wait. It was pretty close to close. And I got to say, now, let me give you some backstory on this. The last time I had ever gone to this particular Factory of Terror was, I forgot what year it opened, but it was like a few years ago. Might have been 2014, 15, around that, you know, around that time. And when we went through, it was bad. Like, we were like, you know, and we're like, well, it's literally its first, like, opening night, you know, opening weekend. So we said, let's give it a couple of years or whatever, and then we'll go back. Well, fast forward like 3-4 years, and we finally went. Now, what I didn't like before about it, before we get into this one, just so you get the context of everything, you know, I had like this zombie laser tag thing, you know, like a waiting room, and that was cool. It took forever and a day to do that, and I felt that the haunt was too short. Like, at that time, that haunt should have been like a $10 to $12 haunt at that particular time. It was too short. So with that being said, you know, and it just wasn't scary. It just kind of like felt like it was unfinished. Now, granted, you know, I gave it the benefit that I said I'll go back, and I did. And so this time, now we're in 2018, and like, if you watch the Factory of Terror Worcester video that I said, I like how they have the queues and stuff. This one has a graveyard. It doesn't have like the skeleton band or anything like that, but it has you know, like a graveyard. When you're walking towards the haunt to the left, there's a graveyard. But there's one thing I liked. There was like a vampire guy, and before you go into the actual queue, oh, excuse me, he's walking into the queue, and he's giving you a backstory and telling you stuff. So again, you're getting the backstory, you're getting a storyline, and I like that. You know, here's Snake River, da-da-da-da-da. Here's the castle, Dracula's castle, da-da-da-da-da. And it went on and on and on, and it was great. And again, this time, the actors in this were way better than the time that I went, and the haunt was done a lot better than the last time I went. It seemed a little bit longer than the first time, but I will say this, the makeups, the costumes, and everything, like the Worcester one, on point. It was great. There were, this one in particular, and I don't know if it was closing night, slow night, they didn't have as many actors in it, I don't know, for them versus Worcester. They didn't have tons in every room, but that's okay. There were like a few standout characters to me. And I wish I had video to show you this stuff, but I didn't have anything set up to review, and being able to, you know, being allowed to film, you know, ask ahead of time. I didn't do any of that, because this was like unexpected on a whim to go. So I have nothing to show you of the West Warwick location. And maybe I can make a contact and talk with them and have permission to do that. And I'll see if that's possible, because I don't mind going back again and re-reviewing the haunt if I can get some footage to add to the visuals, because if I could do that every haunt, I would re-review them all and show you things and re-edit and all that, and I don't care. You know, I would even be willing to take down the old one and put up a new one, just because I try to make my reviews as best as possible. But in any case, so standout actors. The guy that greets you, once you get inside, that guy was cool. Just his body language, mannerisms, everything. The way he spoke, the way he acted was awesome. Another one that I can remember off the top of my head that really stood out to me was one of the doctors in the hallway that could take, like a fake eyeball out, and then he was trying to get people to lick it. That was cool. There was a couple of clowns inside the clown area that really stood out. I don't know. I can't remember what clown they would have been, but they were great. The guy that's outside when you exit, I don't know exactly which character he is. He's just like a mishmash of a cool character. He was cool, and I like it. It still had that kind of feel. Like, it's like Factory Terror stepped up, because, like I said in the past, the Factory Terrors have been hit or miss. They haven't been consistent. And based off of this year, it seems, and I didn't go to Fall River yet, or this year I might not make it. I don't know yet. Which we're still trying to figure out what to do this weekend, because this is like the last weekend of haunts. So we're trying to make sure we go with into our Hauntapalooza with a bang, as we're getting out. So it may have to get moved to next year, unfortunately, to review, and then maybe I can set up to do what we did with Worcester. So we'll see. But in any case, back to the story. The costumes were on point. Makeups were on point. The scaring was on point. Oh yeah, the girls in that room. I don't know if it was like a nursery kind of room. They were singing "London Bridge is Falling Down." That was cool. Like, there was one chick just jumping all over the place, and it was really cool. Like, I was like, whoa, this chick's nuts. Like, I love that kind of dedication in a horror actor, inside these haunts, because that's just amazing, and I love it. Like, you have no idea. Like if you've watched the other reviews, I don't get scared, but when I review it, I don't base it off of the scare factor, unless I'm seeing people get scared. Then I can rate it like that. But for me, I always look for the theming, which was excellent. I look for how the actors are acting. Trying to scare. Are they putting their all in? Are they staying in character? Are they not getting frustrated? Are they doing it all? Are they doing some cool little extra things that they didn't have to do to get a reaction out of you? Are they doing, is the length of the haunt a good length for the cost of the money? And so on. So I don't have like an official criteria. It's just all in my head. And when I go through a haunt, it's kind of like on a case by case basis. And we're actually getting to the point where we're going to write an actual checklist, that like a legit one that we'll fill out, I guess, at the end of every haunt, or when we get home, or whatever, just to kind of give ourselves notes to do proper reviews. Because with the Hauntapalooza podcast coming out, we want to make sure we do everything justice, like the right way. We don't want to come off as like amateur and stupid, and we're upping the ante on the editing skills and doing things with a bunch of haunts. So it's pretty cool. So with the West Warwick location, I thought it was way better. Like, the last time I went, I would have gave it like the 1 or 2 zombie heads. And that's how we rate everything. We rate everything on a 1 to 5 zombie head scale, 1 being horrible and 5 being awesome, and then everything else in between. So I would have gave it the first year a 1 or a 2, based off of the criteria in my brain. But now this year, I am going to give it a 4 out of 5. I only have one complaint about the West Warwick location. It's not long enough. Now, I don't know if they don't have enough space. I don't know if they just haven't expanded it. It needs to be a little longer. I felt if it was like another 10 minutes longer, I think potentially it could have hit that 5 out of 5. I mean, everything that they did inside was excellent. Like, the theming was great. Like, all the scenes you walked through were phenomenal. Like I said, the makeups, the costumes, the acting was phenomenal, and it showed. Like, you could tell Factory of Terror has been stepping up their game. And in today's world, you have to, because people's attention span, people wanting more immersive stuff, you got to kind of go all out nowadays. Pretty soon they're all going to be like, I touched you, grab you, throw against your wall, smash your head off a stone kind of thing. I mean, I hope we don't get to that far extension, but you get where I'm going with this. So I really feel that West Warwick has really stepped up since the last time I went from the official opening weekend. I feel that they're heading in the right direction, and I feel at this point, if they just continue what they're doing, they can go anywhere. They can just keep going up and up and up and become something great. I would definitely love to sit down with them, be able to film the haunt like I did with the Worcester one. So if anybody from West Warwick's watching this, by all means, don't be afraid to hit me up on SFNEOnline's Facebook, YouTube, whatever. We can chit chat. We could do interviews. We could talk with characters. We can do all kinds of cool stuff, which I think would be awesome. So yeah, I mean, like I said, 4 out of 5 zombie heads. I'm hoping when we go back another time that they took like my critiquing of it, my criticisms. Don't take it to heart. Like I said, I think it just needs to be a little longer, like another 5-10 minutes, and I think it's pretty solid. And the people that, I mean, I know a lot of people, like, not a lot of people, but some people trash it. And then now that I look at it, I'm like, no, I think you need to give it another shot, because I think it's pretty cool. Like, I honestly, for the $20, I think it's, I mean, for the value of it, for $20 in today's world, the length of the haunt is fine. I really think it's fine. What they do and the entertainment value that they're bringing to the, to the haunt for you guys, for the Halloween. You guys go and pay to get scared. I think they did a fantastic job. Jessica and Danielle were hobbing and bobbing and weaving all over the place, and I thought it was really good. They enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed it. We had fun. So again, 4 out of 5 zombies, and we'll see what they bring next year. And again, if you do watch this Factory of Terror, West Warwick, be sure to hit me up. We'll do some chit-chatting. Anyway, so I'm going to get out of here. Before I leave, though, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button, click the notification so you don't miss out on any new content. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias. You'll find in the description below, along with the link to Factory of Terror for West Warwick. And hopefully you enjoy it. And if you do happen to go to Factory of Terror West Warwick, please tell them that SFNEOnline sent you. And we will see you soon. Keep it spooky, y'all. Peace out. I'm trapped in the midnight mansion.